August 6, 1985. A commercial jet departs Tokyo headed for Osaka. A short trip, a domestic route, just another flight among hundreds. But just 12 minutes after takeoff, something happens. An explosion. The aircraft jolts. Screams replace silence in the cabin. The pilots look at their instruments and can't believe it. They've lost control of the plane. All 4 hydraulic systems have failed. The control surfaces don't respond. The plane is flying without a rudder, without ailerons, without elevators. In other words, it's flying without direction. What follows is a desperate struggle to keep the aircraft airborne. For 32 minutes, JAL 123 flew in giant loops, slowly descending toward its final crash site. 520 people were on board, only 4 survived. This is not just a tragedy, it is the deadliest single aircraft accident in aviation history. And it all began with a hidden error made 7 years before disaster struck. I present to you the worst accident in history, Japan Airlines Flight 123. It was an ordinary day in Tokyo. August 12, 1985. Japan Airlines Flight 123 was preparing for departure from Haneda Airport. Destination, Osaka, a short domestic flight of just 54 minutes. The kind of flight people take every day, for business, for family, for routine. On board were 509 passengers and 15 crew members, parents with children, executives, tourists, even a pop star. The aircraft was a Boeing 747 SR, a special short-range version of the iconic jumbo jet built for high-capacity domestic routes, large, reliable, imposing. In the cockpit, Captain Masami Takahama, First Officer Yutaka Sasaki, and Flight Engineer Hiroshi Fukuda. 3 men with over 12,000 combined flight hours. 3 professionals commanding one of the safest aircraft of its time. No one, absolutely no one, could have imagined what would happen just 12 minutes into the flight. Flight JAL 123 took off normally. 12 minutes in, it had reached 24,000 feet, cruising smoothly over a familiar route. Then, something broke. A muffled explosion rocked the aircraft. The fuselage shook violently. Cabin pressure dropped instantly. Oxygen masks fell. The pilots tried to stabilize the plane, but it wouldn't respond. The controls were dead. What no one knew was that this explosion wasn't caused by a bomb or by weather. It was caused by a human error made 7 years earlier. In 1978, that same plane had suffered a tail strike. A hard landing damaged the rear section of the fuselage. It was repaired, but incorrectly. A critical pressure bulkhead was patched, using half the number of bolts required. For 7 years, every time the aircraft reached cruising altitude, pressure weakened that joint little by little. Until on August 12, 1985, it gave out completely. The tail section, including the vertical stabilizer, tore off the aircraft, and with it, the 4 hydraulic systems were lost. Without hydraulics, a plane cannot turn, it cannot climb, it cannot descend properly, and without control, there is no safe way back to Earth. For 32 minutes, JAL Flight 123 stayed in the air without real control. The crew tried the impossible, flying the plane using only engine thrust. Meanwhile, the 747 circled the skies, slowly descending, with 524 souls on board. In the cabin, some prayed, others wrote farewell letters. Tragedy felt inevitable, but everyone fought to survive. Up next, you will hear a portion of the actual cockpit recording. Viewer discretion is advised. The following content may be distressing. At 6:56 p.m., JAL Flight 123 crashed into Mount Takamagahara in Japan's Gunma Prefecture. The underside of the aircraft struck first, the left wing clipped trees, the fuselage broke into sections, and then came the fire. There were 524 people on board. Only 4 survived. They were found alive in the rear left seats, and they spent the night surrounded by wreckage, waiting for help that never came in time. This tragedy wasn't caused only by a structural failure, but by a failed rescue. Many died after the crash. The investigation revealed that it all began with a poor repair made 7 years earlier. The error was invisible, it had no alarms, and no one imagined it could cost so many lives. Japan Airlines 123 became the deadliest single aircraft crash in aviation history, but it was also a story of struggle, of endurance, and of courage. From the pilot's final efforts to the survivors who endured a long, silent night in the wreckage. Today, that mountain still stands, and on it, a monument carries the names of those lost that day. Because in aviation, as in life, sometimes a single detail changes everything. And that's why every story deserves to be told. If you like this video, please subscribe, as it would help me greatly to continue uploading content. I'll also leave you another video in case you'd like to see how a pilot managed to save more than 563 people in a plane crash.